Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is a demo video specifically meant for people that have purchased this template. This is a Canva website template. If you haven't purchased this template, of course, I'll leave links in the description box below so you can go ahead and grab a copy. Now, this is a demo/tutorial video, meaning I'm going to show you what a template is, and then we'll go into details on how to customize it and how to publish your template. Let's get started. We're looking at the website right now. I'll scroll through and then we'll go to Canva and take a look at what it looks like in Canva and some of the customizable features. So we're starting with the hero section right here. Everything is customizable. And then here is a section where you talk about the benefits of your lead magnet. And here's a section where you would share your lead magnet. And of course, some more information about the lead magnet, meet your coach section, FAQ, testimonial, and another section with a call to action. And right here is a section to put your name and your copyright information. So that is it. Very simple. And we'll jump right into Canva to take a look at what it looks like there and how to customize it. I'm going to be working on a demo copy of this template today, but I wanted to show you the copy of the template you are going to receive when you buy it. This is what it looks like in Canva. Again, it looks exactly the same as what it would be displayed on the web page because I'm using Canva on my desktop. All right, so we're in the demo copy right now, and the only difference really is that I have changed the colors. So you can see that these are more of a mixture of some brighter colors as opposed to the beige colors. This image is the same though, and I will start the tutorial by changing the images. So you can change any image that's in this template. These images can be changed. These images are stock images from the Canva library, so you can swap them with your own. These images can be changed. And of course, if you've used Canva before, to change an image is very easy, but just a quick review for those that may not be too familiar with it. To change an image, there are two ways. One is you can upload your own image. The other way is to use images that can be found in a Canva library. So we'll start by searching through the Canva library. Go to Elements. We'll go ahead and just search for, let's say, healthy food. We're going to go to Photos because we're looking for images. If you have a Canva Pro account, of course, you can use any of the images here, even the ones that have the crown. I do have Canva Pro, so I can use that. However, if you don't have Canva Pro, you have to look for the images without a crown and use them for your template, or you can go to websites like Unsplash or Pexel and use those images right in your design for free. All right, so to change the image, you would just select the image you wanted to add. So I'll select this one, and you can just drag it into the space. Or you can just grab it from here and drag it and drop it directly in. So let's do that with this image. I would just drag it from here and drop it in, or just click once, and then once it's here, just drag it into the space. And this image has a black background behind it to help the text stand out. So if I were to select this frame and move it a little bit, you can see that it has a black background. And this is intentional because we are changing the transparency of the image so that the text we have here stands out. So if you select the image again and go to this transparency icon, it's set at about 39. So if I were to go all the way to 100, you can see that now you cannot read the text. So if you wanted to change this around depending on the image you use, you can go ahead and play around with it. So if you already had an image that had some dark elements around it, you may not need the transparency to be that deep. Okay, so depending on the image you're using, go ahead and change the transparency to match what you need. So keep this at around 38 right now. And of course, to change the text, all you need to do is just go ahead and double click, delete, and type in your own text. I would say though that with this template, because these templates are responsive, there's certain things that you don't want to remove or delete. And I'll show you what I mean when we preview the website. As you make your changes, you want to preview your website because you can see what it looks like on a desktop or on a mobile phone. And you want to make sure it looks good on both because your user might be using it on their phone or on their computer. So we'll do that in a second. But I do want to say that, yes, you can change the text, everything. But if you change it more than what this example shows, you should preview it. So let me show you what that means. So right now, I haven't made any changes, but I'll show you what it looks like when I preview it. So click on preview right here, this icon with the eye. And as you can see, it shows up automatically for desktop view. Now, it most likely would look good on the desktop view because you are designing the template on your desktop. Let's see what it looks like when we switch it over to mobile view. Now this looks fine. I haven't made any changes. Now I'm going to close this, and let's say I add some more text to this area. So instead of 2 lines, now we have 4 lines. And I'm going to preview this and see what it looks like. Actually, let me make this even longer. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines here. Now let's preview it. Okay, so now for this doesn't change a lot. You can still read it. It looks fine. So in this example, changing the number of lines for the text doesn't make a big difference. So you're good to go. All right, in this next section, if we were to preview this, okay, so we're going to be previewing for mobile view because for desktop view is basically going to be the same. So you can see this looks good. It converts it from 2 columns to 1 column. That looks good. Now, if I were to add one more, let's say you had maybe 8 instead of 6. Okay, so we're going to just duplicate. Now let's see what it looks like. So it works fine. So that means that if you wanted to add more, you can do that. And all you need to do is just to make sure that this is aligned. So just go to tidy up and do that for the other one. Drag this down, okay, to make sure that it's still roughly in the center, okay? And let's see what it looks like if we were to add more text. So I've added 2 lines of text, but what if it was 3 instead of 2? Okay, so actually in this case, we have 4 lines of text. So I'll just move this around just to see what this part looks like, okay? So it still works fine. So as long as you keep the text box within this area, okay? So within this space and within this space, it doesn't matter if you add more text to expand this or you add more text groups and then expand this down here, it doesn't really matter. As long as you maintain the general location, you should be fine. In this section, this is where you would add the image of your lead magnet. So this specifically works for lead magnets that are PDF. So if your lead magnet is not a PDF, contact me. I should be able to change it around for something else that would work for you. So this is specifically for a PDF lead magnet. So you would download images of your PDF, upload it. And actually, I did not show you that step before. So to upload an image, go to upload. And I have a ton of images uploaded here. This is where you would upload your image and then drag it into the space. All right, so we have a bunch of images. I'm going to drag it and put it right here, and it automatically fits into this space, okay? And here we can also change the text, okay? As well as the bullet points here, as well as the text here. Now, a few things with this section. If this is not your brand color, as you can see, this is a green color. In the template that you purchase, you will get this in a beige color. So if your color is not beige, your brand color is not beige, here is what you need to do. This is an image. So I'm going to remove it so you can see, okay? This is an image and you cannot change the color. So what I have done as part of your purchase is you will get a Canva template that has all of these backgrounds that you can use in your design. So I'll switch over to that and I'll show you how we can change the color of this background. So right now, I'll delete this, okay? All right, so and here's the other template. By the way, you have so many different backgrounds that you can use. So this comes with about 24 different options. So just click on this one, and we do have the moving one, even though it's not included in this template. But if you wanted to use the moving background, you can use that. So let's say we wanted to keep it the same. So this is the one that has been used for that template. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click that and just change the color. See? And just change the color. Click here. And let's change it to a blue. So click on this color, click on change all, and it changes all of the colors in this template. Okay, so let's say we only want to download this one on page number 6. Okay, we'll go to share, download. Now, make sure you select PNG. And if you have Canva Pro, make sure you click transparent background. If you don't have Canva Pro, it's fine. As long as this is a white color, it should still work fine. But of course, if you have Canva Pro, the PNG gives you a transparent background, and this gives you more flexibility in your template. So instead of downloading all 24, I'm going to uncheck this and make sure I check 6 because I want to download only page 6 as a PNG image. So click on download. All right, so we're back here and we're just going to grab that image we downloaded. All right, so as soon as it loads in, we're just gonna click it, make sure it's in the template area that we want to apply it, and right click to set as image background, and voila, the image color has been changed. So you might ask me, why would you do it this way instead of just adding an element into the design? And the reason why we're using an image instead of using the original element is that if we add an element here, it doesn't work well. And I'll show you real quick just in case you're confused as to why we're going through the trouble of changing it to an image before applying it as the background. All right, so here I have the same elements. This is a free Canva element. And if I were to do the same thing that I did before, which is just turn it around, okay, change the color to this color, okay, and just place it in roughly the same area that we had. I think it was the other way around, okay, and just put it back, okay. So we have the exact same situation. The only difference is that this is an element instead of an image. So it looks exactly the same and it looks fine. But let's see what happens when we preview this. So scroll all the way down. Look at what happens. It does not adjust to the mobile view. Okay, so when you use the element and you use it across the design, it doesn't adjust. Okay, so if I were to delete this and put the image instead of an element, okay, it's the exact same thing. The only difference is this is an image instead of an element that I downloaded from a previous file and re-uploaded into Canva. Okay, and click on preview. Look, it shows up the way it's supposed to show up on your mobile device. Okay, so that's why we're doing that. I'm just clarifying because I know some people might be wondering why we're taking that extra step to make sure it looks good on your phone as well as on your device. So now that we've changed that, we've changed the image, the one thing you want to do here as well is to link your free guide. Now, if you're using your Canva website in connection to your email marketing service, you would link it to this button right here. This is how you're going to do it. All right, so we're in my ConvertKit account and I'm going to show you that I'm just going to grab the link from here. And of course, this will be different if you're using a different program, but the general idea is the same. So we're going to go to publish, okay, because that's where we would grab the link if you're using ConvertKit as well. Okay, and instead of using any of these, we're going to go to share. And this is the link we're going to copy. So you can just click here to copy it. And we'll take this link and paste it into the Canva template. All right, I'll just change this color just to make sure it matches the blue here. All right, so now that we're here, we're going to add the link. To add a link, right click, click on link. And now we're going to paste that link we copied right here. Okay, and click done. Now it has connected. Now I do not like this line. It just doesn't look good to me. So I'm going to remove it by making sure all the text is highlighted and click on underline. Once you do that, the link is still there. It just doesn't have that underline look. It just doesn't look professional in my opinion. So if I click on this button right here, you can see that the link has been attached to the button. And if we're to go to preview, just to make sure everything still looks good, you can see when I hover around this button, it turns into this hand, which tells us that this has a clickable link. And let's see what happens if I click on this. It actually opens up the link that your customer can type in their email address. And once they put in their email address and their name and click subscribe, it saves it into your ConvertKit account. So a very simple process. It should work for any other email marketing program. All you need is a link from the email marketing program you're using to connect it to Canva. All right, so let's keep going. And of course, to change the color here, pretty straightforward. Just click on it. Let's change it to like this pink color. We're going to do change all. And let's change this to the darker color. Okay, we're going to change it to that darker blue that we used earlier. And let's change this to maybe the lighter blue. Okay, so now everything should be changed except for this, of course, because this is an image. We're going to delete that. We're just going to use the same image we used before. And all we need to do is to flip it vertical and then set image as background. Okay. And now the image has been set to the background. Okay. It's just the opposite of this. So this is upright and this is the other way around. For the FAQ section, again, just like we did before, you just want to make sure that your questions are within this area. Try to keep it within 2 lines of text for your questions and about 2 lines of text for your answer. Okay. Because messing this up will change how it shows up. So let's preview the FAQ and I'll show you how it might not work if we change it too much. So go to preview, scroll all the way down to FAQ. Okay, looks pretty good, I think. Okay, you can read, it text is bold. So close this. It'll actually change this and put it right here in the center, which was what I did originally, right? Because it actually looks good this way on the desktop. Okay, so this is in the middle, roughly. Okay, so this is in the middle. So it looks good on desktop. But if I were to preview this and scroll all the way down, you see how small this is? Okay, now this looks even smaller than the text in the FAQ section. So you want to be careful with changing the text around too much, depending on where you place the text, because this is going to try to respond and adapt to the displays on the mobile phone. You can move things around, but you have to check to make sure that it works. So let's say I move this to the middle just because I'm like, oh, why not put it here? Let's see what it looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like. It doesn't look good. And all we did was to move this question mark to the center. So you want to make sure that if you like the way it looks, don't change it. Okay, just keep it the way it is. Okay, so I've put it back in its position, and just to show you, it goes back to looking the way it's supposed to look in your mobile device. You can move things around, but always preview it before you publish it, because it doesn't necessarily mean because it looks good on the desktop, it's going to look good in a mobile view. But for all of the different pages in this template, they're all tested out and they work well and they should look good on your mobile phone. And here is where you would add your testimonials. If you don't want to use this because you don't have testimonials, you can delete it. Just remove it by clicking on delete, and the template still works fine. If you don't want to delete it, you can also just hide it. So if you don't want this to be displayed, but maybe in the future you might have testimonials, click on the page and you see this hide page. Right now, the I is crossed off, meaning you can see it. So we're going to click on that. Okay, so now the I is no longer crossed off. If we go to display by previewing the image, it doesn't show anymore. We go straight from the FAQ to the last page. So I'll show you in the desktop view. It's no longer there. So if you don't want to delete it, just hide it so it's back with the others. And the last page, of course, is another call to action page. So you would just change the text here if you wanted to use something different, of course, to match your message, your business, what you're selling, what you're offering. Change the image here as well. Delete, add your own image. Okay. And then add your link here. And this is the same link that we used earlier. Okay. Right here. So we're just going to grab that link and add the link right here. Okay. I will ungroup this if it's grouped and just click on that object, right? Like we did before, and remove the underline. And there we go. All right. Now, the last section is right here. Change it from Sarah Johnson to your name, and you don't really have to do anything else. And that is how you would edit the entire lead magnet websites. I do have more websites that I am working on right now that you should be able to use to sell a course, a webinar website, a sales page website. That is all coming up shortly. I'm working on releasing a bundle. So if you're looking to buy a bundle, that should be available shortly as well. All right. And the last step, of course, would be to publish your website. So once you're happy with what it looks like, you're going to go to publish website. Okay. So click on publish website. Okay. So you might not see the option to edit if you're doing this for the first time. Yours would look different because it's going to ask you a few questions depending on if you're using your own domain versus Canva domain. With a Canva free account or a pro account, you will be able to use a Canva website URL, or you can add your own, which is what I've done here. So that's why this is dara1.com. It's my own domain that I bought and I connected to Canva. You can click on get a new domain if you wanted to add a new domain, and I'll show you how to do that. But just before we do that, let's say you already have your website URL. All you need to do is to select the one you want to use. I'm going to choose Designs by Dara1. And now you're going to select like a sub path, and you can type in whatever you want. If you're using this as a lead magnet website, you can just name it lead magnet, which is what I did. Okay, so it's easy to remember. It's saying it's not available because that's what I named the demo copy. So I can just say lead magnets to make it different. And as you can see, it's going to allow me to republish this. I'm going to just republish. Okay. All right. So it will take a few seconds, but then after that, it says your website is now live. You can copy this link and you can view your website one more time just to make sure it looks good. It looks good. If you want to edit the website because you want to change something, you can absolutely do that. Just go back to your website, click on edit design. Okay, so even though your website has been published, you can go back and make as many changes as you need, which is one of the reasons why I think using a Canva website is a great option, especially if you're just getting started out. Now, let's go back and show you how to get a new domain. So if you don't have one already, so you're going to click on this link, get a new domain. If you're using the website publish feature for the first time, you will get something more or less that looks like this. So it's going to ask you about with or without navigation for the lead magnet landing page. It makes sense to use it without navigation because it's a one-page website. They're just scrolling from top to bottom and clicking on signing on for your lead magnet. All right. And free domain. Okay. Here are the options we have. Purchase new domain, which you can do through Canva, and use my existing domain. So this is what I use to attach darwin.com. If you don't have a domain name, it's fine. Just click on free domain and continue. And here is my free domain. And click on advanced setting if you want to make some more changes. So for this, I don't want to make any changes. You can actually use a password to protect your website. I'm not going to change that. This looks fine. And click on continue. And this is my page URL. This is what it looks like, and click on publish. So I wanted to take you back here just to show you what it looks like on the back end. So you can see I have my Canva website connected, and I have my Canva managed domain, and you can click on this to view it, and I can actually edit this. So if I wanted it to say something else, instead of designs by darwin.mycanvasite.com, if you want to have it say something else, you can type that there and save it. You can have it say something connected to your business. And of course, if you have a domain, it's easier to connect it, and then you have more brand identity that way. That brings me to the end of this tutorial/demo. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. And of course, like I said before, if you haven't purchased this template and you want to purchase it, I'll leave links to my website as well as my Etsy shop so you can go ahead and grab your copy. Thank you so much for watching.